Who will wear the California crown? Probably a horse. Is it going to be a horse? I don't know. Is it really a crown, or are they just going to hold up some sort of trophy and be all happy? I don't know. It's the inaugural California Crown Stakes to be run at Santa Anita this coming Saturday. Um, Inaugural in a way, formerly known as the Awesome Again Stakes, and here are the past 10 winners of the Awesome Again Stakes. You got Slow Down Andy, Defunded, Medina Spirit, the last three winners. Throw Improbable in there if you want to go back four. I mean, you got some real quality horses in here. Yeah, you win this race, you're sitting pretty here. You get an automatic entry into the BC Classic. So there's that. This is a legitimate race here. We got seven, count them, seven legitimate horses. I thought there was going to be nine. I was hoping there was going to be nine. Takes one of these to scratch, and you're like, oh God, here we go, Santa Anita all over again. But this is a legitimate race, as I said before, leading into the BC Classic. The winner here, automatic entry in. So congratulations ahead of time. September 28th, coming up this Saturday. It is the G1. It is worth
$1 million.
on the nose, not a penny more at Santa Anita. 9 furlongs. Those are on dirt, and 9 furlongs equals 1 1/8 mile. So who's in this race? Let's take a look. Let's take a quick peek, see, shall we? That's what we're here for. Newgate, not Newgate, that chewy center of the Snickers bar, and not Newgrange, the other horse that I always confuse with Newgate. Yeah, Newgate. 3 wins in 10 races, was on the Derby Trail in 2023 for Bob Baffert and came off of it, I believe, due to some concerns, probably some health concerns. Ninth at the Dubai World Cup most recently, also winner of the 12 furlong Santa Anita Handicap, starting 2 lengths back. Hanging on there for most of the race, closing down the stretch for a win by a head over Sanador. Difficult to say. Take my time, think it through. Second place in the 9 furlong San Pascal, a G2, stalking the pace, set by Newgrange. Yeah, have fun calling that race. It's Newgate, it's Newgrange, it's Newgrange, it's Newgate. I don't know, but one of them won, and one of them came in second place. Yeah, losing that one by a length there. Bob Baffert. John Velasquez gets the mount here. I believe the last time out it was Dettori, and Franco Dettori was getting the mount last time. So curious to see what happens with Johnny V in the mount for Newgate. Definitely has a chance here. It is a Bob Baffert horse of interest, one of the three. There were a couple other Baffert horses that have been thrown around here, but I think he picked the three best ones for sure. He knows better than me, but based on my eye, I think he made a good decision, right? What do you guys think? Yeah. Sanador. Best I can tell, Google Translate thinks it means remedy, so here we are making remedies of some sort of natural concoction. Anyway, this is a horse that comes by way of Argentina, has raced over here for maybe 4 or 5 races, I want to say. Winner last time out at the Iceland in Monmouth, going 8.5 furlongs in that one. 3 lengths behind the pace, closing for a 1.5 length win over Il Miracolo. Fourth at the Hollywood Cup, 12 furlongs in that one, a real long race. Stuck in the pace for most of it, set by Reincarnate, but falling back down the stretch to lose to Mr. Fisk in that one by 6 lengths. Was also in that 12 furlong Santa Anita handicap I mentioned before with the previous horse, Newgate. Came in second in that one to Newgate, losing by a head in that one. Richard Mandela, Mike Smith. So pretty solid combination there. Pretty solid non-Baffert combination there. Yeah, Sanador. National Treasure. Here we go. 14 races, 4 wins. Seems like it should be a lot more for National Treasure, but it's not. 6 at the Whitney after starting out on the inside. Didn't get the start that National Treasure wanted. The start National Treasure wants is to get out there in first and just take it home, going gate to wire like he did previously at the Metropolitan, but didn't happen here. Weak finish, 10 lengths back of Arthur's Ride, who really did get out in front in that race. So National Treasure did not get the ride he wanted at the Whitney. Metropolitan, as I mentioned, went gate to wire. A little bit of pressure early on from Hoist the Gold, but ended up winning by over post time by 6 lengths in that one. Was fourth at the Saudi previous to that. First at the Pegasus. These ping pongs. National Treasure all of a sudden gets that great ride. Was just off the pace at the Pegasus. Most of the race charging down the stretch. I meant to say charging, not charring. Wasn't cooking up any sausages or anything like that. Nearly caught by Senior Buscador in that one. Um, had a pretty solid Pegasus race there, winning that one, obviously. A pretty solid BC dirt pile is what I meant to say here, setting the pace and being overcome by Cody's Wish down the stretch. Almost had his fifth win right there, almost had a BC win. So, um, yeah, last year came to this race, the Awesome again, four lengths behind Slow Down. Andy came in fourth place in that one. Sets up near the pace, or not fair off it, or is in the lead. That's the way he plays it. Quality Road, solid sire there. National Treasure, is he the top Baffert? Is he my top horse? Wait to the end and see. Katona, 4 wins in 13 races for Katona last time out. Seventh place at the Pacific Classic. Starting out in sixth. Wow, spell check on this one. And weakening before the stretch run to lose to Mixto by 7 lengths in that one. Not the greatest outing for Katona. Before that, shocking second place finish at the San Diego Handicap, sitting 2 lengths off the pace for most of the race. Did charge down the stretch. Almost pulled it off. Was 1 length off of Dr. Venkman in that one. It was a smaller field, but still a solid outing for Katona. It was really his first work in graded stakes race, and he came in second place there. Before that, the Pleasanton Mile, working his way up to the front down the stretch, winning that one, putting up a 3 length victory over the likes of Tripoli and CZ Rocket. Yeah, 4 wins all in 2023, mainly claiming races at Santa Anita. That's an old comment there. No, that's a fairly recent comment. They're all in 2023. Santa Anita. Um, yeah, claiming races and whatnot. Just started getting into graded stakes races. This is a big step up for Katona. Can he handle the big boys? I mean, the Pacific Classic's one thing, but stepping up into the California Crown / Awesome again, going to be facing a bunch of Baffert horses. Let's see what Katona's got. Let's see what he's made of. Muth. Wow, Muth. Yeah, this is, I would say, one of two horses going into Derby Talk this year that Bob Baffert had that really did have a, I guess you could say, a substantial, I mean, Derby contenders. We're talking about Bob Baffert had two horses going into this year that I would label as serious Derby win contenders, and Muth was one of the two. Nisos being the other, but Nisos, ooh, got some problems with Nisos. We see him train for a while and then don't hear from him again, and then maybe he trains another day, it looks great, and don't hear from him again. Would love to see Nisos out there again, but we haven't. But Muth, here we go. We do have Muth, another horse that did face some health problems. But the last time out, first time since the Derby Trail, we saw him at the Shared Belief Stakes in Del Mar going 1 mile. And that one, stalking the pace early on, taking over for a 2 length win over Indispensable. First place at the Arkansas Derby. That was the last time we saw him on the Derby Trail, stalking the pace, riding home to a 2 length win over Just Steel in that one. First place at the San Vicente. Second place at the BC Juvenile, as we know. This was one that was taken over by Fierceness, beating him by 6 lengths in that one, the one that really brought Fierceness to the forefront. And of course, he won the American Pharoah before that over Wind Me Up. I'm not going to play the Wind Me Up clip, don't worry. Getting a little sick of that one. As Bob Baffert, Juan Hernandez, comes from good magic, which is always a good thing. Muth, 5 wins, 7 races, lifetime. Pretty solid. Senior Buscador, and my graphic not showing up. Can I? Oh, that's a bummer right there, right? The graphics not showing up. There's just a guy and it said Buscador on it, but still, you want that more than a blank piece. Anyway, Buscador, Senior Buscador, 7 wins at 20 races. Fourth at the Pat O'Brien starting out in the back as expected, but not having enough runway. 7 furlong race to do anything better than fourth place. This is a horse that does sit in the back, deep closer, and a good one at that. He got first at the Saudi Cup, third at the Dubai World Cup. I mean, we're talking some world-class standard races here. Got second at the Pegasus, coming back from 11th to lose by a neck to National Treasure in that one. Second at the Cigar Mile, holding from 10th, closing from 10th to be 4 lengths off of Hoist the Gold in a race where I thought Senior Buscador, yeah, anyway, I a mile for Senior Buscador. To me, he's the horse that needs at least 8.5 to 9 furlongs. The more the merrier. Just load him up. Yeah, that was the Cigar Mile. Seventh place at the Breeders' Cup Classic. Deep close from 12 to finish in seventh place, 5 lengths back of White Barrio in that one. And these Awesome Again stakes last year. Third place in that one, 3 lengths behind Slow Down Andy. Deepest of the deep closers. He's got his jockey, Joseph Talamo, on this one. So we'll see what Senior Buscador can do in this one. 7 horses, 9 furlongs. Got some horses out there like to see the front. A lot of them come from the same trainer, though. Is that going to fare well for a horse like Senior Buscador? And finally, Indispensable. So second at the Shared Beliefs, going 1 mile, sitting 4 lengths off the pace for most of it. Yeah, I got to update his record here. He did break his maiden at Del Mar, going 1 mile and 2 to 4 lengths off of the pace for most of the race there, closing to beat a bit mischievous by 3/4 of a length. Was sixth at the American Pharoah. 9 races took him to break his maiden. So yeah, you see, I got to update my record sheet there. It's not too far off, but it's far off nonetheless. Took him a while to break his maiden, but he was pounding in a lot of second and third place finishes in there in maiden special weight. John Sadler, it's got this horse to where he thinks he needs to be racing in a G1 with the big boys. So 7 horses. What do we got here? This is what I got for you. I think Muth is the best in this race. That's right. I think he's the best of what Bob Baffert has right now. I've never been a real big fan of National Treasure, just way too inconsistent. If another horse really wants to steal that pace from him, he starts to cower and doesn't handle it well. He doesn't win if he doesn't get the pace like he wants. And I don't think he's going to get the pace from Muth here. I don't even know if he's going to get it from Newgate. I think Newgate is probably better than National Treasure. So my safe play is Muth. My value play, because there's so many Bafferts jammed in this race, I'm going to assume you might get some value out of Senior Buscador, but it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. There aren't any odds at the time that I'm recording this, so I don't know. But I would guess that you're going to get some value from Senior Buscador. The Bafferts, Muth, National Treasure, and Newgate that I've got here are probably going to take the rest of the money. I round up the top 4 with Senior Buscador, so that's what I've got here. What do you guys have? What do you think is going to happen here? Did I pick the right Baffert? Are you seeing something else that I'm not? If so, hit me up in the comments. As always, bet responsibly and have a good time.